Merry Christmas to you.
Jimmy Buffett here on the Q96.5 FM as we're working our way towards 1 o'clock this afternoon. And now I've got some guests. I had some folks actually show up. There's so many people anymore that won't come in and be part of this because I kind of tarnish their reputations. But the two people that I have with me have such sterling reputations that they cannot be tarnished. And so they showed up, I think, on their own free will. Peg Buda is here with me from the Williams County Health Department and the Williams County Safe Communities. And also, we have a guy that whenever he walks in the door, everybody perks up because we've got Lieutenant Robert Ashenfelder from the State Highway Patrol. Guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and great to have you here today.
Same to you, Jim. Thanks for having us.
Great
Appreciate it.
And you do, from everything I've been told, your reputations are so spotless, okay? It's almost the only people that can come in and see me anymore because most everybody else leave and they all say, oh no, you weren't on the radio with that guy, were you?
Oh, goodness.
It's almost as bad as Baby It's Cold Outside,
Right.
Bob. That's
Yeah,
how bad it is.
there you go.
I've reached that level. How's that, huh? Well, you're here because we have a really important event coming up over the holidays, Peg, and it's been going on for a couple of years. So tell the folks what we're talking about today.
Well, we're with Safe Communities Coalition, includes community-based program through our Grace Community Church here in Bryan, Ohio. And through a faith-based connection through our community, they are offering a Safe Ride Home program that on New Year's Eve, if you're anywhere in Williams County, having a good time, need a safe ride home, you can give a phone number call, 419-636-5449.
Okay.
They'll pick up, find out where you are, come pick you up and take you home safely here in Williams County. And Grace Community Church, Nate Petrosky, he normally would be here with us today. He's a new pastor there at Grace Community, and he's excited about the programs. I think this is his first year to be involved with the actual party, so so he's coming in.
You told us off mic that this has been going on for a couple of years too, hasn't it?
Well, I looked back kind of before my time as Safe Communities Coordinator here at the Williams County Health Department, 2001, Grace Community Church, Mike Kelly, I was pastor at that time, and initiated this service to our community. And from what I understand, this is how I heard the story, that the first year they met out here at WBNO radio station, waiting for the phone to ring, looking at each other, New Year's Eve.
Sure. And if you know radio people, that's not normal. I'm just going to tell you, okay? We can be safe drivers and everything, but that's not normal. How's that?
Well, at any rate, they kind of decided that wasn't much fun. So Mike Kelly, he said, let's have a party at the church. We can play games, have good food, and then people can call the number. And when they call, we'll have a group of people that are designated to go out and take turns going out and picking up those rides and bringing people back safely to their homes. And since then, 2001, they've had a great time down at Grace Community Church and have offered a great service here to our community. Just looking at the numbers over since 2011, we've given like 248 rides since that time. And my thing was, looking at the Ohio State Highway Patrol, and Lieutenant Ashenfelder can kind of talk about this a little bit, but 49 OVI enforcements this year in Williams County, and so we could give 49 rides home safely, give that back. That's my goal is 50, but I'd take 49. Yeah. If we can get 49 rides. And last year we had 30, 33, 38 in there somewhere rides home, and so 49 would be just a great number for us.
Yeah, that would be a good number. And Lieutenant, I'll tell you, this has got to be a great program from the perspective of the State Highway Patrol.
We absolutely welcome the program. This is awesome that we can do this. That the safe communities can partner with the churches and make sure that we get the word out on this. We are all the law enforcement within Williams County and throughout the state constantly are trying to just improve on the efforts of getting the impaired driving alertness out there so that people don't do it and show them that there are other alternatives for it. We're not against having a good time. We want everybody to get out there, have a good time, but do so responsibly. Plan ahead. Think about a designated driver and/or use ride share programs like this, and make sure that the effort is forefront. not only impaired driving from alcohol, but anything that they may do to impair themselves.
Sure.
It's very important. Now, I know Peg said that 49 was the arrest of operating a vehicle here up in Williams County this year for the Highway Patrol. Mm-hmm. But something that we didn't talk about too is bringing in, if you combine the Bryan Police Department and the Williams County Sheriff's Department, and I can start naming all of them off throughout it. There's another 49 or 50. I don't know those exact numbers right now this year alone.
Sure.
But the courts do a real good job of compiling it for when the new stats come out next month or late February. We'll have all those numbers, and they're always equal to what we're actually doing up here as well. So to say that we don't have that problem up here, it doesn't apply. It just does not apply. So this northwest corner of the state, it's via the population, it's still just as prevalent. So we need to get that combated. And I know we don't get everybody.
Sure.
We don't want to get everybody. Where we don't want to get you is fatally killed in a car crash someplace, or someone else.
That's the thing that everybody mistakes all the time. What your intent is. Everybody, you guys are the bad guys all the time. As soon as the lights go off, oh my gosh, here comes the bad guy.
Right.
But I had a really fun one the other day. My buddy Tommy Reed comes in here on Thursdays, okay? And he was telling me a story. He was going to get his dog trimmed on Toledo the other day. And they ran up on an accident on the highway, on one of the highways. I can't remember which road he was on. And so all of a sudden traffic stops, okay? I think it was the turnpike, maybe.
Sure.
All of a sudden it just stops. Well, he happens to be in a line where you've got the little turnaround for the snow plows and everything, and people start to go zipping through there and heading the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Normal, logical. I'm sure that, not legal,
right.
not encouraging this
right.
at all whatsoever, right. All right? But just to give you a funny little story, he has his dog. They're 15 minutes late to get the dog groomed. He's got the wife with him and everything else, okay? And they start to pull into this thing, and just as he does, here goes the lights, because coming his way is a state patrol car, and he pulls in and blocks him, gets out and says, you know what, I'm going to give you a little good news right here. Since you haven't really turned, and since it's the holiday, okay, and since I really am in a pretty good mood, and you look like a great family, if you want to put that in reverse and get back in line.
Sure.
Sure enough.
So
right.
doggone it,
right.
I guess the only reason I say that is because I do think people get nervous a little bit when they have that happening.
Right.
And the intent that you guys have is just to keep people safe and keep the laws obeyed by everybody, so everybody else can be safe.
That'd be exactly right. I mean, Jimmy, you talk about that, and I personally can take myself back right now just saying that alone over my 20-plus career, and half of it's not been on the road, but I've actually investigated 3 fatal crashes where people have used those crossovers.
Yeah.
And because traffic is coming on them so fast, they don't anticipate that. They have no idea. Now, you see a trooper do it all day long. You see the ODOT trucks do it all day long, circle around through there. We're trained with it. We are exempted by law to be able to do that because of the necessity to get where we need to be. We highly discourage that 100%. We hate to have to write somebody a citation for it, but if it's going to correct the behavior, we want voluntary compliance to the state's laws. They are for your protection.
They are, no doubt.
That's all it is.
But I got a big kick, and if you'd like to know where he lives, because I still think he's guilty. Okay,
You can stop by.
Personal opinion, I think we
Right.
ought to go by after we're done and just write him up a little holiday gift card.
Gift card or something on that order.
But again, I just want people to understand what we're trying to do. Peg, this is going to be on New Year's Eve, basically, and the hours for the program are what?
We encourage people to make that call 9 p.m. on New Year's Eve night through 2:30 a.m.
Okay.
You can make that phone call, or you can call beforehand and actually schedule a call. Let them know that you want to be picked up at a certain time, and they'll come at that scheduled time. So either right on the spot, 419-636-5449, or call ahead and schedule a ride.
Fantastic. Peg Buda and Lieutenant Robert Ashenfelder with me right now. They're going to be with me till the top of the hour. We need to play some Beatles because every day around this time we play 2 from the Fab Four here on the Q96.5.
We're taking a Beatles
Charlie Simon here on the Q96.5 FM. 11:51 as we're going to work our way to the top of the hour with the guests that we have here today. I have Peg Buda and also Robert Aschenfelder. He put a lieutenant in front of that, and you probably would recognize him. He's the guy that pulled you over and wished you a Merry Christmas the other day out on the turnpike, or maybe on one of the state roads or something like that. But I'm sure it was done in a very happy, friendly, and professional way. How's that, huh? And pay the fine, doggone it. Get it paid on time. How's that? That's what I'm saying. That's one of those public service we give you right here from the Q, Bob. But no extra money whatsoever had to be spent on that one. How's that?
That'll make the courts happy, Jim. You're in good business. So.
Hey, let's talk about the traffic and the roads and how safe or unsafe we have been here this year, because I think from chatting with you, this has been a tough year for Northwest Ohio.
Specifically up here in Williams County this year, we have 9 fatal traffic crashes, 9 deaths, I should say. A couple of them being what we'll call double fatalities, where 2 people have passed away in the vehicles. There have been 3 individually of those within Williams County, 1 on the turnpike and a couple out within the county itself. So it's been a terribly dangerous year, frankly, in Williams County roadways. And we work every day to try to help combat that and try to educate everybody and make sure that everybody's safe. Now, as far as the state goes as well, I'll just hit, since we're sitting here talking about operating a vehicle impaired, OVI or DUI, however he wants to know about it. Like in 2017, we're just going to take some state numbers real quick. There was 14,481 OVI-related crashes on Ohio roadways.
14,000 plus.
Yes, almost 14.5. And now that killed 405 people within the state last year. That was probably about 45% of all traffic fatalities were somewhat of OVI related, whether it was drug driving, alcohol related, something impairment. So I want to kind of remind everybody, so that if you basically, when you start talking about such as the marijuana, the opiates, even things that you're prescribed, things that you take illegally, alcohol, any of that stuff has an effect on your body. And when you have that, if you feel different, you drive different. And it's as simple as that. So don't do it. Yeah. Don't do the combination of those things and drive. And some people are prescribed the different medications, from your doctor. And it's like, okay, the doctor says this, I can take this much. I would be very careful. Even though the doctor says you can take this much just to regulate the pain or do whatever you need to do with it, you may want to have a serious conversation with your doctor about it, or then also realize for yourself, if you're having, if you're feeling different, you probably shouldn't be behind that wheel. Sure. There's enough other people out there being distracted, and if it slows down your abilities to make those critical moves at the right or wrong time, it could cost you your life with somebody else coming at you that maybe is not impaired but is distracted driving. Yes. So I want to encourage everyone about that. Operating a vehicle, walking on the roadway, anything near the roadway is a personal responsibility, and you must do it with care.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Are we any better? I mean, let's be honest. When I go back, I'm an older guy than you are. I'm the old guy in the room. Okay. Yeah. But I was around in the 70s. Right. Early to mid 70s. There was an awful lot of Christmas parties that me and my friends left that we probably shouldn't have hopped in behind the wheel of the car. Are we better today than we used to be?
We are better than we used to be. The education is out there. The kids are getting the message at a much younger age, and there's a lot of shaming done on families themselves, if they know somebody's drinking. It's kind of with the seatbelts too. There's still people that don't wear their seatbelts. Why you would not take that responsibility and put that on to save your own life, I do not understand. But sometimes when your kids won't allow you to drive out of the driveway. So we are doing a lot better. There's more public education about that. Now, as far as fatal traffic crashes back in the 70s, they were through the roof. Sure. Through the roof. Sure. Now, a lot of that has been changed with road engineering, vehicle changes, engineering in them, and the dynamics of everything involved with that, and its education as well. So last year, back in 2013, we were just at 1,000 traffic deaths now for the year in the state of Ohio alone. Gosh, okay, really? Yeah, that's a regular. Okay. Right now, I believe the numbers. I don't have them right in smack in front of me. I think it was 1,017 the other day that we have, 1,017 right now as of on the 17th, I think it was for some reason. That's what our number was for the traffic fatalities in the state of Ohio. Now, we were about 12% down from what we were last year. Last year, we considered it was a pretty bad year. There was 1,235, I think, total deaths. So right now, we're hopeful to finish this year out with not much more. Now last year at Christmas time, through the Christmas reporting period, which we consider the 4 days from Friday, December 22nd through Monday, there were 9 fatal traffic crashes in the state of Ohio, all right, and with 9 people killed. 3 of those crashes and 3 of the fatalities were OVI related, so they were impaired driving, so 1/3 of them. There's a lot of traffic out there. They're talking about right now this weekend being the biggest, heaviest traveled weekend. I know that I came into town. I go into bowling. I can go in to Defiance every day, and I'm driving down US 24. The traffic this morning was heavy. I mean, traffic on 24 has been picking up. It was heavy this morning. I mean, it was just constant sea of lights. And so if 24 is busy, I know doggone well right now, I haven't traveled the turnpike today. That's busy. Everybody's traveling, getting this long weekend in, getting it started. So when that happens, like again, everybody have a good time while they're out. We don't discourage that. Think about it. Think about before you go someplace. If you're going to have a drink, make some other arrangements. Pick a sober driver to take care of you. And if not, then depending on where you live and depending on what's going on, these rideshare programs, there's Uber nowadays. I don't think there's much of an Uber population per se here in Bryan or in this extreme part. But if you go into town, something like that, or if you're going elsewhere, always think about that and utilize it.
Yeah.
So.
No. Great words of advice. There's no doubt about that. We want them all safe. I mean, you want to go out and have a wonderful holiday.
Right.
And the worst possible way to spend a holiday would be to have to worry about somebody and then lose them maybe because of an accident that could have been avoided. There's no doubt about that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So.
Peg, let's go back to our New Year's Eve program because that's why we're here. And I know you've got a lot of partners involved in this, and I know there's some thank yous we need to hit on before I let you guys get out of here today.
Well, thanks, Jim. And, you are one of our partners, just giving us opportunity to be here on the air with WQCT, WBNO radio here. Susie Miller, she does advertising for us with giving out some great plugs for our Safe Ride Home program. I think last year was like 160 spots that were out on the radio. I mean, that's a huge,
Yes.
investment in our program, and we really appreciate the partnership that we have there. Obviously, Grace Community Church has been just a big part of this whole program, so we're very, very thankful for what they're offering to the community through this designated driver program. The Bryan Times has done a great job, too, in regards to getting that word out with the Safe Ride Home program, so we really appreciate that very much. So it's been... we hope to finish off, like Lieutenant said, finish off the year with no more fatalities.
Yes.
And so, people have to plan ahead. You have to be honest with yourself. If you're going to be attending a party and you plan to drink, plan ahead. Have a sober ride home. Whether it's New Year's Eve, where you can actually call our 419-636-5449 and make a reservation for a safe ride home, or just getting a hold of a friend and they taking responsibility to be that designated driver to get you home safely. We need to plan ahead, and just remember it's never okay to drink and to drive.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So New Year's Eve is the day that if you really need a drive at night, we can provide you one at no cost. Thanks to the folks at Grace Community Church and also the folks at the Williams County Safe Communities program, and then your partners here with the radio stations and everything else. But it's as easy as picking up the telephone and calling it, right, Peg, that night?
It surely is. It surely is.
So from 9 o'clock until 2:30 in the morning, if you need a ride New Year's Eve, the number to call one more time?
That's 419-636-5449.
Fantastic. Guys, it's right at 12 noon. I promised I'd get you out of here. Any last words that we need to hit before I wish you both a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays and all that stuff and send you soberly out on the road? I can attest to both of them being totally sober and both of them still having the same character that they came in here with, untarnished totally by me here in the Funderdome today. That's the good news. Bob, anything less?
Again, it's very important to drive safe. If you feel different, you drive different. It's that simple. Do everything you can to make the arrangements prior to going out. I will say last year, statewide, 298 OVI arrests over this Christmas reporting period that starts today. As of right now, we've had 6 local by the patrol here just in this little enforcement campaign we've had since the 13th. And that's just our numbers, 6 OVI arrests here in these 2 counties between Defiance and Williams County. So it is prevalent. If you see something, if you see someone you believe is driving impaired, do not hesitate to dial 911. That is an emergency, okay? We want to protect you. We want to protect them. We want to protect anybody else in their way. If you choose and you don't think it's quite enough or you suspect drug activity, things on that order, if you want to dial pound 677, again, that's pound 677 from your cell phone, it goes right through to the highway patrol post, and then we can get a trooper pushed up and on the way to hopefully intervene before I have to go knock on somebody's door and tell them somebody's not coming home.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Bob, thank you and all your guys for all the great work that they do at the Highway Patrol. Peg, again, another year. This is 17, and let's hope for another 17. How's that?
Appreciate that. Thanks so much for having us, Jim.
No problem at all. Peg Buda, along with Robert Ashenfelter, you've got the Q 96.5 FM.
Stop what you're doing.
Cool.
All right.
Sweet.